Hello! Long-time viewers of this channel will know that I have a favourite saddle. The Selle Italia SLR Boost, demonstrated in this case by the limited edition white version that I have thousands of. Mostly because I like white saddles. So if you want a white saddle and you like the SLR or the look of the SLR, please come and buy one from me because I've got loads of them that I bought on a whim. It's a great saddle. I've been riding it for years. I've got it on pretty much every road-orientated bicycle in my collection. But now there's a new one. The new one promises to be lighter, better, more comfortable, blah, 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 blah. But the real question is it? So today we're going to explore, is the new Selle Italia SLR Boost S3 as good as the Selle Italia SLR Boost S3? Stay tuned to find out. So what do I like about the saddle? It's a little bit shorter in terms of its overall length, which means that you've got less likelihood of interfering with the nose section. So you're not going to chafe your thighs, especially if you've got thunder thighs like me. It's got a large pressure relief channel, which means there is a greater likelihood of you hitting said pressure relief channel. They are relatively firm, which means if you hang off of one side of it, it ain't the saddle, it's your position that sucks. The benefit of this saddle is that it is very, very narrow, 135 millimeters across the widest point at the wings here. What that means is that it allows a much more rearward interaction with the saddle, thus providing greater levels of support without you having to clip your thighs against the wings of the saddle. As I said previously, I have this saddle in numerous iterations across multiple bikes. I have zero problems with it. I don't get saddle sores, genital numbness, saddle discomfort across the board. Recently rode the length of Vietnam. No, I recently rode the length of Thailand on this. I am a long-term, well-known advocate of the saddle. The S3 iteration refers to the overall width. I'm assuming small. There is also an L3 version, which I'm assuming is large. Which is 145 millimeters wide across the widest point. We sell the large version significantly less, I would say, at a ratio of about 5, maybe more to 1. They're fairly similarly shaped from the basic entry-level chromoly railed saddle all the way up to Carbonio versions, which have carbon rails. The benefit of the carbon fiber rail is that it does have a colossal amount of rail adjustment, so you can move the saddle quite far forward and backwards, much more so than you can do on the metal railed versions. And the Carbonio version comes in a conventionally padded top as well as a 3D printed top, which I am notoriously not fond of. Although Big Dan loves it, so hey, each to their own. Saddles are perhaps more subjective than I've always made them out to be. Hey, shoot me. There is a video that we made all about 3D printed saddles and whether they're worth it or not, it's here. Here we have the previous generation Selle Italia SLR Boost S3 and the new Selle Italia SLR Boost S3. Visually, the new saddle looks more modern. I guess the first thing that struck me is that it is a slightly less organically shaped saddle. I know that's a bit of a strange thing a strange expression to use, but it does look much more modern. It's much more angular in terms of its shape, whereas the previous generation has kind of more of a flowing kind of shape to it. It appears to be slightly shorter. It certainly feels lighter. We're going to weigh that in a minute. Flipping it over, it seems to be a significantly better finished saddle, whereas the previous generation kind of has this sort of cheap looking plastic, which appears to be the same hull as what you would get in basically across all iterations of the saddle. This newer one, as I say, looks significantly more premium. So that's a touch. It's got a less pronounced rear profile to it, but they're fairly similar in terms of how they're designed. It's lower profile in the tail of the saddle here. Also, if we spin it around, it appears that it's a slightly lower profile nose. I think looking from above, the nose appears to be slightly narrower as well, which again means that you might see a little bit less likelihood of it interacting with your thighs as you pass the nose of the saddle. I guess the next thing to take into consideration really is what are the actual physical differences. We've got some vernier calipers and a set of digital scales. So The original one weighs in on our coffee scales of truth at 123.7 grams. That is, for want of a better expression, freaking light. That's very light. However, the new one, I love that because it's literally the same weight. It's exactly to the decimal the same weight. Right, vernier caliper. Old one. We are being extremely scientific here. And a 31 mil. What about this new one? It's exactly the same again. I must admit, I've had this new version on the bike I ride the most, my commuting bike, for about a month now, and I literally can't tell the difference, which is a good thing because, you know, I have absolutely nothing wrong to say about this, the original, other than up until recently it was only available in black, but now it's available in white. Well, limited editions available in white. Go to the link in the description and you might be able to buy these online. The fact of the matter is they feel fundamentally similar out on the road in the real world. It would be interesting to pressure map them. All right, let's do it. So we're gonna set this up as per the fit I did with Dan. How wrong I had it. I should probably put my fit data because I don't actually know what it is anymore. Right, 8 centimeters. All right, 75, it's got to come down a yard. Cool, perfect. 40 mil. We would assume that the numbers are going to be the same, but are they? Okay, so first pressure map. This is more or less what we're looking for. We've got a reasonable balance of pressure from left to right, 2 roundels of pressure here and here, the numbers of micro bars, there's a decent level of stability there as well, if I don't say so myself. It would just be interesting now to see whether this changes if we put the new one on. But we are gonna have to adjust the pitch of the saddle because the rail angle is different. The thing is with pressure mapping is that you almost never get consistent results every time because you've got to take into consideration the human being doesn't move in exactly the same time, it's in exactly the same way every time. But what we're seeing here is that I think to be honest with you, what I'm actually seeing here is that there's slightly less pressure altogether. But if I'm honest, I would say the differences are negligible. Based on what I'm seeing here, there is slightly more pressure on the nose here, but that could be down to the fact that we have changed the angle of the saddle. There's no way of actually measuring, I guess we could have measured the actual angle across the top, the highest point, the 2 highest points, but even that's not consistent because the shape of the saddle has changed. Having come off of the original saddle and for having ridden the new one almost daily, I can't tell the difference. And pressure mapping is telling us that there isn't really a reasonable difference between the two either. There's a slight reduction in pressure for the new saddle, arguing that perhaps it's more comfortable. Frankly, I don't believe that. I think they're both exactly the same. So there you have it. Selle Italia haven't ruined my favorite saddle. If you like the look of the new one, go and buy it. If you like the look of the old one, go and buy it. If you want a white one, remember, I've got loads of them. Thank you very much for watching. Please don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and we'll see you for the next one for more saddle testing.